Fate the Chili.
I'm here.
Oh, hi there. My name is Prostetnik Vogon Jeffs, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 2024 science fiction movie, Uglies. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. It's a Netflix original film directed by McG. Oh no. No, I've got to get through this. Come on, man. Pull yourself together. The 2024 Netflix movie, Uglies, directed by McG. Oh man. Oh, this is going to be impossible. Okay, hold on. It's based on the novel of the same name by Scott Westerfeld, and it's about a dystopian, post-apocalyptic society where ugly people undergo extensive cosmetic surgery to become pretty. And yes, it's hilariously awful. This is normally where I would mention the cast of the movie, but honestly, I don't know who any of these people are, and it really doesn't matter. So instead, I'm just going to take a moment to address something else. Some people don't like my name. They don't get the reference, or they find it too difficult to pronounce, or they think it's just stupid. All fair points. I'll be the first to admit that, at the very least, it borders on annoying. Which is kind of the point, but this leaves me at a crossroads. Do I bow to public pressure and self-doubt? Do I change course and rebrand this sexy skeleton you see before you?
Oh my god, he's gonna do it. He's gonna change his stupid name.
Or do I double down on the galactic idiocy and truly commit to my Vogon nature?
Oh no.
Who am I to turn my back as your intergalactic undead guide? Is it not my obligation to be Prostetnik till I die?
What? No, boo. Boo this man.
Perhaps my name is hard to say. It may even be a little...
Don't you dare.
Lame. I was gonna say lame. But I can't deny the fact that I will forever be Lord High Commander Captain Tennille Prostetnik Thaddeus Tiberius Vogon Jeffs Jr. III of the Megabrantis Star Cluster.
Fuck this channel.
That's it. We're leaving, kids. Come on. Okay.
I f***ing hate this f***ing movie.
Alright, I'm going to do my best to maintain my composure with this one. It's not going to be easy because Uglies is incredibly insulting to anyone with an IQ above room temperature. It's a movie so bad that it makes Divergent seem like Citizen Kane. It makes The Maze Runner seem like The Shawshank Redemption. And maybe you're wondering, is it so bad it's good? No, it's just bad. It's terrible. This movie was made for no one, and was beaten mercilessly by the ugly stick, so to speak. And before anyone starts chiming in saying, oh, the book was so much better, and you just don't get it because the book did a better job of... Stop it. Keep it to yourself. This isn't book club. I'm not reviewing YA novels here. This is about the movie. This is about a shitty Netflix movie. This movie is terrible, and I'm going to spoil the shit out of it. Alright. It's never a good move to start your film with a cringe-inducing narration that chastises your audience and treats them like children. So obviously, that's how Uglies gets the ball rolling.
Hundreds of years ago, people became overly reliant on fossil fuels. We call those people Rusties.
After using up all of Earth's natural resources and refusing to give up their tribal nature, humanity finds itself on the brink of destruction.
A few of the very best scientists were tasked with salvaging what was left of civilization.
In order to save the troglodytes, scientists step in and create a renewable energy source out of flowers. And yes, we've already cranked the stupid up to 11, but it gets better. The solution to make everyone in the world get along? To create a utopia free of discrimination and prejudice?
The transformation.
Surgery. That's right, plastic surgery to make ugly people pretty.
Everyone, on their 16th birthday, undergoes a life-changing operation.
And this stupid movie has already used up all of my goodwill.
I'm so sorry.
After making it through the headache-inducing opening voiceover, we meet Tally. She's an ugly waiting for her 16th birthday so she can have surgery and become a pretty. She's sad because her friend, Paris, is 3 months older and leaving for his surgery. They bond over their shared palm scars and attend a ceremony for the birthday boys and girls who are about to become perfect. Flashback time. We get to see a young Tally arrive at the Ugly facility where she immediately meets Paris, aka Nose, because he's got a wonky nose, and Tally nicknames herself Squint, because she squints. And we find out how they got their palm scars. And despite having been subjected to over a minute of narrated exposition at the beginning of the movie, we now get to see Tally explain it all over again for a class assignment.
During the time of the Rusties, dependence on fossil fuel decimated the Earth, poisoning our air, soil, and our water supply, which resulted in division, conflict, and their ultimate collapse. This miraculous plant decorates our countryside and powers our cities.
Oh, so it's an ugly prison and a school. Okay, gotcha. Tally, missing her best friend, repeatedly texts Paris but doesn't get a response. So she uses her magic ring to hack the Ugly school's security system and leaves the facility. She sneaks out to meet up with Paris at their secret meeting place, but when he doesn't show up, she decides to head into the city, the place where all the pretties live. Donning a magic pig mask,
Come on, squeal! Squeal!
Tally infiltrates the land of the pretties to find her best friend. When she finds and confronts Paris, he acts strange and distant, and his palm scar, the symbol of his friendship with Tally, is gone.
We said best friends forever.
Moments later, the city's security system recognizes Tally as an intruder, and she's forced to flee. Rinsler shows up out of nowhere, so Tally grabs a ludicrously convenient bungee jacket and jumps off of a skyscraper. On her way back to Ugly School, Tally is nearly caught by a warden. Thankfully, Shay, a fellow Ugly, shows up on a hoverboard and saves the day. Tally and Shay, who is ugly because she is skinny... Come on. Okay, sure. Tally and Shay become best friends. They start hanging out, and Shay teaches Tally how to hoverboard, and gives her a copy of Henry David Thoreau's Walden. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, maybe this movie isn't as insipid as I thought.
A cupcake.
Oh, God. Tally and Shay hang out on their hoverboards, and Shay tells her about the Smoke, a refuge outside of the city where uglies can be free.
If the smoke was real, we'd know about it.
Shay takes Tally through the rusty ruins and lights a fire to signal David, the leader of the Smoke. She tells Tally she isn't going to get the surgery and encourages her new friend to do the same.
No.
But Tally's like, I don't want to be free, I want to be pretty, and decides not to go to the Smoke. On her 16th birthday, Tally is brought to the Special Circumstances Department to meet with Dr. Cable and discuss Shay's disappearance. Dr. Cable withholds Tally's surgery until she comes clean about Shay's location.
You're gonna send me back to the dorms?
Only until you can help.
And even goes so far as to use Paris to guilt trip her into betraying her friend.
What am I supposed to do?
Dr. Cable tries to recruit Tally to find the Smoke in order to avert a potential attack.
David, the Smoke, they're developing a weapon to attack us. We need you to become one of them so we can find this weapon before it's too late.
She's given a tracking necklace and sent out to Mary Sue her way through the wilderness before falling asleep in a field of orchids. Meanwhile, Dr. Cable meets with Paris and notices he has a lingering connection to his time as an ugly.
It actually felt kind of good being back there.
So, more surgery! Back in the orchid field, Tally wakes up to a raging flower fire and moments later is saved by David. He removes a tracking device from her hoverboard, and they head out to an interim outpost. Tally and Shay are reunited, and Tally learns that the orchids are actually toxic. David and his team have been setting them on fire because they've been turning the planet into a wasteland. They take Tally for a tour in their solar helicopter. They take Tally for a tour in their solar helicopter to show her the damage the flowers are doing. But during one of their controlled burns, Shay is accidentally knocked out of the aircraft as two of Dr. Cable's special soldiers approach. Tally jumps down to save her friend, and the helicopter foursome narrowly escape. Later that evening, Tally watches David bathe in a river. Romance. The next morning, everyone heads to the Smoke. Tally does some light recon, but she's also becoming enamored with the back-to-basics lifestyle of David's community. And with David. The two Uglies share some time together. David teaches Tally how to shoot a crossbow and gives her some handcrafted gloves as a gift. Shay gets all pissy about it because Tally can't commit to being a part of the smoke.
It's time for you to make a choice. Are you staying or not?
After prodding David about his intentions towards the City of Pretties and asking about a supposed weapon he's in control of, the two lovebirds have an evening with his parents. They talk about the surgeries and how they aren't safe.
You don't care about anything, you can't think clearly.
They create lesions in the brain that turn the Pretties into mindless followers devoid of free will.
They erase who you are.
That's when we knew the lesions were not a side effect of the surgery, they were the purpose.
And it turns out that David and his parents do have a weapon. It's a cure for the Pretties. Disgusted by being manipulated by Dr. Cable, Tally throws her tracking necklace into a fire and tries to come clean with David. But David doesn't let her get there. He drops some wisdom.
What you do, the way you think, makes you beautiful.
And then sticks his tongue down her throat. And throwing the tracking necklace into the fire didn't destroy it. Instead, it activates a signal that leads Dr. Cable and her team of special scouts right to the smoke.
Where is he? Your son. The leader of this rebellion.
They want David, and Dr. Cable has Paris kill David's father to lure him out. Tally confronts Dr. Cable, revealing herself as a traitor. And in the ensuing chaos, David's mother hides the cure in her son's fanny pack. The smoke is destroyed, the rebels captured, but Tally and David manage to escape. Tally apologizes to David for her selfish and misguided actions. She convinces him to let her help him break into the city and save the rebels.
I don't trust you.
You don't have to trust me. You just have to follow me.
After a quick montage of bullshit, Tally and David are inside the Pretties' prison/medical facility. Within no time, the rebels, along with David's mother, have been rescued. Except they're too late to save Shay, who has already been taken to surgery to become a Pretty. Tally and David's rescue operation is interrupted by Dr. Cable and Paris. Dr. Cable gives a mustache-twirling monologue about free will being a cancer.
Leave people to choose for themselves, and they'll destroy the world. Humanity needs to be led, and there are those of us who are fit to lead.
And gets Tally, David, and David's mother prepped for surgery. Just as the rescued rebels show up in their solar helicopter and firebomb the lab. That somehow short-circuits the surgery boxes. And David's mother steals a vial of some shit that seems important, but honestly I was not paying attention at this point. And then everybody group runs up to the roof. But oh no! Paris is waiting for them. Tally tries to break through to her former best friend, but David gets all jealous and lunges at him. They duke it out, mano a mano, and Tally hoverboards into them, causing Paris to fall off the roof. He clings to the edge just long enough to say squint, and then falls to his death. I know this wasn't supposed to be funny, but it is. Everybody hoverboards to safety, and David's mother reveals she stole the nanosynth.
I grabbed the nanosynth from Cable's lab, so I think I can complete the formula now.
Oh, nanosynth. Okay, that explains it. Anyway, yeah, she stole the nanosynth, and along with the other cure thing she hid in David's fanny pack, she can finally cure the Pretties. Tally wants to save Shay,
But I don't want to be cured.
Shay doesn't want to go back to being an ugly, naturally. So Tally volunteers to go back and become a Pretty so that David's mother can then test the formula on her. Oh. So then Dr. Cable shows up and Tally surrenders.
Make me pretty!
A short time later, Tally has become a Pretty, but has kept her palm scar to help her remember who she really is. To be continued. In a pig's eye, there's no way they're making a sequel to this crap. The end. As usual, I'll start with the positives. Sorry, did I pluralize that? No, the positive. The one and only positive, which is the fundamental message at the core of the movie. Being yourself is beautiful. There are other peripheral themes and messages worth noting, like the brain-numbing effects of social media and technology, and the value of free will and of being connected to nature. But the core message is that of being content with who you are, It's a poignant statement that is demonstrated in the most inept and tone-deaf way I've ever seen.
Is that what you thought?
But I'll come back to this in a minute. First, let's talk about the absolutely laughable world building. There are 3 areas in this movie where we spend pretty much all of our time. The Uglies school, the Pretties city, and the Smoke's encampment. And none of these locations are developed beyond their surface level. The Uglies school or holding cell or prison or whatever you want to call it is an amorphous institution without any established rules or structure. It does have a magic skate park though. That's something.
Whoa, that's different. Yo, whoa!
The Pretties city is party central, and the rebel encampment is an undefined clearing of grass huts filled with teenagers and 2 adults. None of these places feel like anything more than scenery. And this bleeds over into the meat of the story. For instance, Shay wants to go to the Smoke because it's a place where you can live without judgment. But we haven't seen any prejudice anywhere. The city the Pretties live in is theoretically free of judgment and prejudice based on looks. But then again, so is the Ugly school. At no point does anyone discriminate against anyone else. They all get along. They all have quirky nicknames based on their ugly traits, but no one seems to mind. If anything, they embrace them. Maybe there's some outside world where everyone is a complete dick to everyone else, but at no point in this movie do we get to see it. So what exactly is Shay trying to escape from? Even Tally and Paris, who both show some early signs of being okay with their ugly selves, are still desperate to become pretties. And hello, can we address the completely obvious? Can we talk about how it's a movie about ugly people that are only ugly because they're pretty people without makeup? Paris is ugly because his nose isn't perfect. Tally is ugly because she squints? What? And Shay is ugly because she's skinny. I mean, for a movie that's more or less about body positivity, this is super insulting. Listen, I know you might be ready to call out one or more of the actors for not being super hot. You know, we get it, you have a type. But the fact remains that everyone in this movie is quote-unquote Hollywood attractive. There are no truly ugly people in this movie. At no point does the Elephant Man make an appearance. Everyone here is, at the very least, mildly attractive. And maybe that's when some folks might chime in and be like, oh, that's the point, man. Their views on beauty are so distorted that even pretty people are actually ugly until they get the surgery to become... Shut up. Just shut up. Don't be like that. It's annoying and nobody cares. Now that I've got your attention, thank you for watching. If you're enjoying this video, drop a like and subscribe. Leave a comment to support the channel. Or visit Baddest Shirt Co. to purchase some merch. Every little bit is greatly appreciated and helps me create new videos. Alright, let's get back to it. The only thing that's really ugly in this movie are the special effects. Who did you pay to create this crap? Did McG get a super cheap rate from his neighbor Deborah's teenage son? I know he's pretty handy with Premiere Pro, but I think this might have been a bit above his pay grade. This is TV show quality. Scratch that, I've seen TV shows with way better visual effects. 90s Star Trek had better VFX. And speaking of Star Trek, how are you going to put a replicator in your movie and only use it to make cupcakes and toothbrush pills?
Give me the toothbrush pill, please.
1 toothbrush pill.
Toothbrush pills? For the love of God. As I mentioned earlier, this Netflix dumpster fire is absolutely inept and tone-deaf on a number of levels. Primarily, it presupposes that the solution for discrimination, the formula for world peace, is to get rid of classes, clans, and countries, and then make everyone physically perfect.
I've heard enough.
But since making a movie based on the destruction of classes, clans, and countries would more or less just be an adaptation of the Communist Manifesto or some WEF propaganda, they decided to focus on the superficial bullshit. As if making people pretty would somehow remove jealousy and vanity and tribal tendencies.
When everyone is perfect, conflict melts away.
The entire premise is built on a foundation of stupid. And yes, I get that the city of pretties is regarded with disdain by the Smoke, but the rebels aren't focusing on any of the aforementioned points. They're warriors for free will that want to get rid of the orchids and the surgical procedures that make the population stupid. They aren't looking to reinstate class structures or tribal behaviors, even though that's bound to happen. Humans are complex and often illogical beings. We form tribes based on the dumbest shit. Our love of certain musicians, the sports we play or watch, whether or not we think Magic the Gathering is a valid hobby. An abundance or lack of plastic surgery would change literally none of that. And on the topic of surgery, Uglies manages to pull off either the smartest move of all time or the dumbest. I still can't figure out whether this is intentional or not, but the absolute irony of casting a trans woman—
That's a guy.
A guy?
Yeah, that's a dude.
to play a villain obsessed with demonizing free will and forcing unnecessary surgeries on uninformed teenagers is chef's kiss. Spectacular. It's either a hilarious self-own devoid of any understanding of the current social climate, or an overt political statement directly influenced by it. My money is on the former, but who knows? It's hilarious either way. At the end of the day, I just don't understand who this movie was made for.
I mean, you'll get it when you're pretty.
I mean, I get it. It's a YA movie for fans of the YA book from 2005. It's nearly 20 years old. Okay, so they were clearly trying to pitch this to a new generation. If you were in your teens when you read this back in 2005, you're in your mid-30s now, and I can't imagine this was made for you. No, I'm not going to try to figure this out. It's going to make my head explode. We're just going to leave this as a stupid movie made for stupid people by stupid people. It was made for the pretties, because Uglies is a truly terrible movie.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Boo!